When you think of a sheep farm, most people would probably picture a herd of sheep with, very thick wool. But the Monitor's Mark Wildman visited one farm in South Georgia that's raising a very different type of sheep. It's actually called a hair sheep. But as Mark found out, that name can be deceiving.
At first glance, you might just think this herd of sheep had just been sheared. But actually, this is how the coat looks on the Katahdin hair sheep. Roxanne Newton raises the sheep on her Lowndes County farm and feels when others discover this breed, they will want to raise them as well.
Well, they have a hair coat rather than wool, and so there's no shearing required, which means the wool really doesn't have any economic value anymore. And so this is one way to reduce the workload of the shepherd. So you don't have to shear them. You don't have to dock their tails. They're good mothers. They take care of their young. They're very vigorous lambs, and so they do very well.
The animals are exclusively bred for their meat, and the market for them is very strong.
We have a large ethnic population along the East Coast, all the way down from Miami to New York, that are particularly interested in this breed because with it not having wool, it has a milder flavor, the meat does. It's also higher in omega-3 fatty acids, so it's a healthier meat.
Many people are not familiar with this breed, but efforts are underway to change that. In 2013 at the Georgia National Fair, there will be a class devoted to hair sheep at the livestock show.
I'm excited about the Georgia National Fair. I know I went there a couple years ago and all I saw was probably what I don't know that much about wool breeds, but it seemed like there was just two breeds of sheep and they all look the same to me, black-faced and white-faced and sheared wool coat. So I think there will be a lot of interest once they see them because a lot of people don't know about them.
Supporters of the breed hope all the new exposure will grow the industry in Georgia, an industry that has already seen significant growth in recent years.
We have gone from, I think when we started, there was probably 2 or 3 breeders in Georgia in 2005, and now there's probably 20, 25. So it has grown, it's grown exponentially. I get emails from markets here in the state of Georgia asking me to bring my sheep to sell, which is pretty much unheard of.
Roxanne has not been raising the breed very long, but has quickly developed a lot of knowledge about the breed, a breed that most experts said would not flourish in Georgia because of parasites.
What we're trying to do is to identify animals that are parasite resistant and use those for breeding. And we started in 2007, and as it is right now, we do very well. Our mature ewes rarely need deworming, and the lambs, I may have to deworm maybe 10% as opposed to most people deworm the whole crop of lambs 3 or 4 times in the summer. I may have to do once during the summer to maybe 10% of them. And so it is working. It's just, time consuming, and it's a big effort, but I think that's the way that the only way that the sheep industry is going to survive in the Southeast is to find those parasite resistant sheep and use those for breeding.
So if you're looking for an animal that is easy to raise and does not require a lot of maintenance and is in high demand, the Katahdin hair sheep might just be the animal you were looking for. In Lowndes County, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.